Hey, what's up everybody? Benji Bruce here with SpeakingLifestyle.com, and in this video we're going to talk about just some tips to make your PowerPoint presentations really good. Because I'm a mentalist and because I'm a speaker as well, I see a lot of PowerPoint presentations that are really boring, and I come from the standpoint of being an entertainer, so I hate just boring PowerPoint presentations. Now, you've probably seen a million PowerPoint presentations yourself. Damn, that's like a tongue twister. You've probably seen like a million PowerPoint presentations yourself, and I mean, almost all of them are pretty boring. But because you're nice, you probably don't say anything. You just kind of sit there through all the torture, and you never tell the speaker exactly how boring their PowerPoint presentations were. You just kind of silently think about how sucky they are. Now, of course, I mean, when you make a PowerPoint, of course, it's much better. I mean, nobody sits through your presentations feeling like they're being tortured or anything. I mean, you have the best PowerPoint presentations in the world. But if you want to make your PowerPoints a little bit better, then here's what you can do. Number one, you have to understand that it's not the PowerPoint, it's the presenter. There are tons of people out there who think that the PowerPoint is what makes the presentation great. They think that they can have some presentation, like some presentation guru, to make a PowerPoint for them, and all of a sudden their presentation is going to be instantly better. It's going to instantly become great. That's just not how it works. Your PowerPoints can look amazing, but that doesn't mean your presentation is going to be amazing. The first thing you need to do to make your PowerPoint presentations better is to become a better public speaker. If you can't make a great presentation without the slides, then you can't make a great presentation with the slides. I mean, take any great speaker, and if you give that great speaker a horrible PowerPoint slides, if you just give him horrible slides, then he'll still have the audience just eating out of the palm of his hand. But if, on the other hand, you give a great PowerPoint slides, if you just give great slides to a sucky presenter, then you're still going to see people just falling asleep in the room and just being bored. So make sure that it's about the presenter, not necessarily the PowerPoint. Now, number two, basically you want to interact with the slides. I mean, let's say that you're the speaker and they ask you to give them a copy of your PowerPoint presentation. So they're like, hey, we want to have you speak and we want you to give us a copy of your PowerPoints. That way we can print them out and give them to everybody. Most speakers, they're like, oh, hell no. I mean, they're thinking like, oh, yeah, right. I mean, if the audience has a copy of my slides, then everyone's going to go look ahead and they're basically going to ruin the whole presentation. They're going to know everything. But here's the thing. Your PowerPoint slides should be useless without you. Without you, without you there to explain the slides, the audience should have absolutely no idea what the slides actually mean. You want to interact with the slides. I mean, be like you and the slides are like talking to each other pretty much. Let's say that you're giving a presentation on how to be a great communicator. And let's say that one of your slides has the words pimp slap. If someone were to read that slide, they were to see that slide, they would think like, I wonder what he's going to talk about when he comes to this pimp slap thing and how pimp slap relates to communication. Does he really have to get baby powder out and slap someone? And I mean, well, maybe they won't be thinking those exact thoughts, but they're basically going to wonder what you mean by pimp slap when they see your slides on communication skills. Then when you get on stage to speak and that slide pops up, or right before it pops up, you say something like, look, when you're talking to people, if you want to capture their minds, then you need to create a pattern interrupt. And these pattern interrupts, they pimp slap the mind and grab attention, etc., etc. So your slides, they shouldn't tell the whole story. It should be a play between you and the slides. Third thing is you have to use normal people language. I mean, I want you to listen very closely because nobody's going to tell you this, especially if you're creating a business-oriented presentation. You have to use normal language. Don't use the business lingo. Don't get all professional. Try to speak eloquently and sophisticatedly and to be all proper. Your presentation has a purpose, and if you lose sight of that purpose, then you start doing things that just don't make sense. You're always communicating an idea in your presentation, so you need to figure out the best way to get that idea across. The way the mind works is that it likes to take the easiest path possible. The more complicated you make something, the less likely the mind and the less likely people are just going to engage with it. So when you're creating PowerPoints, just make the language very simple. This is why everyone talks about like the presentation skills of Steve Jobs. He didn't get on stage and he didn't focus on the gigabytes and the process and all the complicated stuff. He just said like, hey, this iPod can hold 1,000 songs in your pocket, and just bam, plain and simple, it communicated the exact idea he wanted. Number 4 is you want to use PowerPoint to create an experience. In the end, nobody's going to remember the PowerPoint slides that you created. Not a single one. I mean, how many PowerPoint presentations have you seen in your life? I mean, 1, 2, a million PowerPoint presentations. Now I want you to think about how many slides do you actually remember in the PowerPoint, even from a great presenter. How many do you actually remember? I bet you can't even remember 2 slides that that great presenter had. You might have an idea of what that speaker was saying maybe, but you definitely don't remember any specific slides. And why is that? It's because in the end, your PowerPoints don't even matter. It's not about the PowerPoints. It's about how you make the audience feel as you're giving the presentation. Don't get caught up in building the perfect PowerPoint slides because nobody's going to remember your perfect little creation. The only thing people care about is them. I mean, if you're a motivational speaker, then people just want to be energized. If you're making a presentation to your boss, then the boss has a specific goal in mind. And if you're making a presentation to venture capitalists, then they just want to know how they're going to make money. Nobody cares about your slides. Figure out what your audience wants and give it to them. Your PowerPoints are a means to an end and not the end itself. And that's pretty much how you create a PowerPoint presentation that really rocks.